What it do, family and friends? It's your girls back again. You got your girl Real Talk with Shenita and your girl
Katrice.
We in the building with our girl Tonya Parker on today. We coming to sit before you to dialogue, to sit back and chat. We coming to talk about this book, Evolve Black Girl. We in the building at Louds Media Group Entertainment. Listen, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Listen, Louds Media Group YouTube page. Go follow the page. Go check out my boy Fonte Louds. Listen, come on, let's give him a hand clap of praise. My boy in the building, he doing big things in the city of Rocky Mount, and we appreciate him. Listen, they say give him the flowers while you're still here, so we appreciate him today for giving us this platform to be able to come out to interview, not only interview, but to dissect, to get into the word, to talk to people about their story and their history. How many of you know everybody got a story? How many of you know everybody got something that they've gone through, and it's by our testimony that we are free. So in the building on today, again, we got my girl Tonya Parker in the building. What it do, TP?
What it do? What it do? I'm just grateful, man. Grateful to be in that building with, you and Katrice, and I thank God for the opportunity, and I'm just grateful for what this conversation gonna go through,
You really ready for where this conversation going?
Well, it's gonna go real because we got people out there that needs to hear the truth.
Yeah.
And they need it real, uncut. They need transparency. So we ready.
It's about to go down in the Louds Media Group studio. My girl Katrice, what it do, baby? What you got to say on the day? I know you normally quiet, but chop it up for us on the day, baby.
Listen, happy Sunday from Danny DeVito. No, I'm just excited. So last week we had the opportunity to attend the community book club reading and to hear Tonya share parts of her book, Evolve Black Girl. And I was touched, I was moved, and I was inspired. So we had to get our girl in the studio today so we can sit and talk.
Absolutely.
Listen, ain't no need to hold it. Ain't no need to listen. I'm about to go in.
All right, let's go in,
baby.
Let's go.
You going in about them Tim boots?
Going about them Tim boots, baby. Cause let me tell you something. Let me tell you
how we started off?
Hey, we started out with the Tim boots, baby.
You got, yeah, we got.
It's this.
We got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
reel it in.
Let me because a lot of people might not know Tonya Parker.
I got to reel in. We gonna. I'm gonna let my girl. So for me. Yeah. Tonya Parker. Who is Tonya Parker to Shenita? Tonya Parker is a childhood friend. Tonya Parker, not only a childhood friend, Tonya Parker is a sister. Not only a sister, Tonya Parker is a cousin. Tonya Parker stayed at Nellie Gray's house eating up my grandma's biscuits, y'all.
Jesus. Come on.
Listen, we was raised and born, grew up in Edgecombe County. We grew up in Bucktussle, baby, Brattleboro stand up, baby. We grew up in Hoolerville. We grew up in the village where each one, reach one, teach one, everybody had, no matter what. My grandma fed the whole village. If you didn't have no food, you better come to Nellie Gray's house because you're going to eat that day. On Sundays, we grew up where we walked down to the bridge, where we chopped it up. We got together, and we stood together as a family. So me knowing Tonya Parker, we came from the mud. We played in the mud together. Yes, come on, somebody. Listen. That's my spill on who Tonya Parker is. We grew up together. We did some things together. And then we took a break, y'all. Somebody say a break. But how many God, what the kids say? He'll cycle, what's that thing, how they say it today?
Spin the block.
He'll spin the block. So how many he spent the block with Sister Tonya and I, and not only did we grow up in the hood together, not only did we grow up in the Ville together, but now we are out being able to minister together, not just happenstance, not something that just happened overnight, but we've been doing this thing for years. And now we finally arrived to a place where we can sit, we can chop it up, we can feel free to tell our testimony and walk in victory in the testimony that we're telling. Amen, somebody. So sis Tonya, tell the world who you are, baby.
Listen, I am the Tonya Parker from the big, great city of Rocky Mount. I'm a proud mother of 3 amazing adult children and 4 grandchildren. And I'm just grateful. Life has challenged me in some areas, but I'm here to stand up in my truth, stand up in who I am with unapologetic. Grateful for the opportunity back in 2020 when we was all still, when we was all kind of like, what's this? We can't go nowhere, can't do anything, and was able to just sit still for God can give me some vision. And I was able to tell the story that I would never thought that I was going to tell, and that it's just real and uncut to be able to tell my truth. Like I said, y'all, this is my truth. Sometimes we don't tell the story because we be not for sure how other people going to take it, how they going to receive it, what their opinion about it is. And so it was a time that I would have worried about all that, but I'm ready to get into the book. I'm grateful for this invitation to be on the mics with you two great women. We have been rolling together for a while, even back with the stepping, with the kids, talking to people. So I'm ready to get in. Let's move deep. And so while y'all out there, make sure y'all be in the chat. Let us know, ask some questions, engage, because we here to help somebody.
We just kicking it, baby. It goes down. Listen. So you shared on Thursday night. Hold on, gotta put the plug in. Put the plug in. Shouts out to Lyles Media Group.
Yes.
Again, shouts out to my boy Fonte Lyles, who's putting together the community book club. Him and my girl Nataki Page.
Absolutely,
Listen,
Nataki.
He executed it. He had a plan. He talked with my girl Nataki. She came in. She's the host, and listen, the host with the most.
Come
and
on.
Lyles Media Group is behind this thing. So I'm grateful to be a part of the community book club. Let me tell y'all what we're doing in this season. We're not competing, baby. We collaborate. This is not a season of competing, but it's a season of collaborating, coming together, doing something what God already told us to do in the beginning, right? And so now we're able to come together and collaborate and do this thing. So through and by the collaboration with Lyles Media Group and Nataki Page being the first author to come out.
Yes.
The second author was my girl Tonya Parker, and she came out on Thursday, and she came out with all guns loaded. Listen, she talked about chapter 1 on Thursday, and chapter 1 what she talked about was the dream house. Anybody know about the dream house? I done been in a trap house, but I'm talking about the dream house, baby.
I was gonna have.
I done been in the trap houses, but I'm talking about the dream house. You know that house that you dream about?
Yes.
Little, right? You know what I'm saying? And you got your little Barbie dolls
picket
and all
fence.
that
Come
stuff
on
with
now.
a little picket fence. And you got your husband in the house and the kids.
Yes.
And, you got it all planned out. And I got I think I got a big body Benz or a big body BMW in the building, baby. Listen. And you sitting back chilling, right? And it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Listen. And when I began to listen to her talk about the dream house, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna read this first thing. It says you could say it begin with a phone call. It was so excited and my heart was racing as I picked it up, knowing who was on the other end. My God. This is what got me right here, y'all. She said a tall. Come on, somebody say
Come
tall.
on, tall.
Ain't got nothing against short people, nothing against, ain't got nothing against it. But she said a tall, 6'1", brown eyes, sexy smile, nice build. She said, as I answered it and said hello, and he said, what's up? But what got me was, let me go on down. She said, pulling up at the park, he has these jeans, buttercream Tim boots, white tee, and a camouflage army coat. And if you knew us back in the day, listen, I love me one with the pants sagging just a little bit with them Tim boots on, baby. Come on, somebody. Wow. Listen, the 90s, stand up, baby, stand up.
Absolutely.
So listen, tell us about this. Let's go deeper.
Oh my gosh, you better go deep.
Let's go deeper in this. Because on the outside, we seeing this outside person, right?
Absolutely.
But we did not know what we was really getting into.
We did not.
Until we got in too deep. And we couldn't pull ourselves
back out.
Come on,
absolutely.
somebody.
Have you ever, for me, yes, he was some eye candy. Something, definite to never would have known that he was a person that wasn't good for me. He was definitely my kryptonite. Being a girl from, again, Brattleboro, coming into the city, I'm naive, not really. So I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I didn't know what to expect. And so coming back from it is just like, like wow, it got wild. Like he brought some things. He opened me up to some things I didn't realize. I didn't even know I was insecure to even allow some things that he allowed to happen. And I think I talked about it as far as, things I done, allowed myself to just have an identity because I don't know, I just fell quick. You know what I'm saying? I fell quick. You think you know what you think you like, right? Let's talk real. So we have this ideal of what we want. We have this ideal of what we like, so we see it and it looks good, and we all like it's almost like, I don't know, it just feel good at the beginning, but then quickly it showed itself. Yes, so let's talk about so what happens when you get into something that you knew it told you off top
that it was red flags.
That was red flags. That it wasn't.
We ignore the red flags.
Ignore that because we like what we see.
Yeah.
We like what we see, and so we caught on what the facade, you know what I'm saying, the outside that made you feel good. But y'all recognize everything that feel good ain't good for you. It ain't. That thing that make you feel good is not good for you. So
absolutely.
And I know a lot of ladies out there can relate to that. Like we find ourselves in these relationships that are toxic, that are unhealthy, that challenges us, right? And then it breaks us down. So why do we not? So my question to ourselves and myself is like, why you stay so long?
Insecurities.
Absolutely.
The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of being alone.
And then the fear of like, back then, of course, I talk about it too, about Betty Wright and her song, like, a piece of man is better than no man. That's what we thought. We felt like as long as we with somebody.
Because that's what we saw them do.
That's what we saw other people do.
Yeah. That's what we saw them do.
Yes.
And it was almost like, okay, I see you do it, so I'm going to put up with it.
Yes.
I saw you go through it, so, okay, I see you survive. They surviving in it, right?
Right.
But they not thriving in it. They survived through a thing, but they didn't thrive in it. But they didn't. We didn't see the deep end part. We saw the surface part.
That's right.
So now you find yourself in this place where the red flags are here.
Mm-hmm.
You see the red flags. And when you were speaking, I almost heard God say Pandora's box. He opened up Pandora's box for you. And that box was wild, baby. That box was crazy. It was like, look, I'm going on a wild ride. You understand what I'm saying, Vern? Like, this is where I'm going with this thing.
I'm going with this thing.
And so in opening up Tonya's Pandora box, what could you tell by the first chapter about your dream house? Because your dream house eventually turned into a stuck house.
It did. It took, because you have this image of something that you want. You really want to see it to be that. But yes, it became to be that he was a womanizer. He was verbally abusive. And I'm just this naive, just this person that loved everybody, got a big heart, cool with everybody. And again, I don't like confrontation. So again, sometimes you just do whatever is necessary to just keep the peace. So again, you settle.
At what cost?
Yeah.
What cost?
Whose peace?
Whose peace?
Right. I lost my peace.
Yeah.
I lost my identity. First of all, I didn't have an identity, right? So let's talk about that. So we can talk about identity. So the reason why, the house that I had an image of, because again, my identity was in everything else but real identity. And yeah, so I thought that, again, I was doing right. I thought I could change him by being this girl that he never, I guess, being with somebody that's genuine, that had a heart that wanted him to know unconditionally, I'm here.
At least that's the story he told you, right?
Well, the story I told myself,
That
I
you
guess,
told
too,
yourself, okay.
because I'm feeling like I can change him. I mean, literally, at this time, we 16, 17 years old. And so we young. So go ahead. Talk about
What
it.
make you think at 16, 17 years old? Now that we're back, well, we're in our 40s. I'm 46. What you, 40,
48.
48.
Why you asking the ages?
She bringing us out like that.
I'm proud to be 40. I'm about to
Come
be
on
47 in 2 months, baby. Listen,
Amen.
somebody
Well,
didn't live.
I'm the baby.
Somebody
in the
didn't
group.
live to see this age. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm 47, but almost looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Anybody got any questions?
at the age of
Are they
16, 17, what made you think
I know, right?
that you could change a person? What was it that, because it had to stem from something that we seen or even in our imagination of, wow, I could really change him. We don't even know who we are at that age.
We really don't, man. We really don't.
So sitting back now, you like, dang, I really thought in my mind, I thought as a young, naive 16, 17-year-old, how old was he?
18, I want to say 18.
That I could change an 18-year-old man because of his lifestyle or his past.
Absolutely.
You were reared differently,
I was.
right?
We definitely had two different backgrounds. Yep.
And so you thought your good girl attitude, your good girl
Absolutely.
stamina, your good girl presence could come in and change this bad boy reputation.
Yeah, and I found out quickly that it wasn't. But I still stayed. Because again, y'all, we talk about identity. So if you don't know who you are,
That's it.
and if you don't know what makes you do the things that you do, you will get yourself caught up in something that defines you.
Oh my God. My God.
And you know, again, we just talking about the surface, right? Because
Yeah.
of course a lot of things, we fast forward, some tragedy happened, and I feel like if the tragedy did not happen, I still probably would have been in that place. I can't say that I would have gotten out.
Because it took the tragedy to happen in order for you
To
to come out.
Exactly.
My
And
God.
then as I'm out of it now, looking back, and and then of course a journey of processing of healing,
Yeah.
and and getting surrounded around people or that helps you with your healing process.
Yeah.
So again, the book talks about the dream house, and then it talks about the womanizer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it talks about just those things. And so what I really want people to see from my story is, of course, everybody has one.
Oh yeah.
Mine is no different than anybody else, but it's just raw because I'm just grateful to still be standing.
Come on now.
After I looked
Right.
as I having the opportunity on Thursday night, being that my book was published back in 2020,
5 years.
almost September of this year would be 5 years, and from that to have the opportunity to read it out loud, that was
Come on.
different for me. And why I say that now, so as I look back, I'm like, why am I here?
There's purpose.
Like, why I like really like I should have been gone, but because of the grace of God, and because now we have had the time and the journey to do the healing.
That's it.
And so now, when do you find out where your identity lies in? It doesn't lie in anything else but Jesus Christ, y'all.
Come on.
And we want to make identity and everything else, but if it is rooted and grounded in Jesus Christ. And so I'm grateful for the encounter with him, not religion.
The
I'm
relationship.
grateful for the relationship that Jesus Christ have in my life. And so now we talk about, now I have the identity of, I know I'm worthy.
Come on.
I have worth. I have value, and so you have to be mindful of giving that value to somebody that doesn't deserve it.
My God. So to the woman out there or the man out there that's listening right now, and they're stuck in this place of this identity crisis. They see the red flags. They know the red flags. Talking to them now, if somebody would have sat and talked with you at the age of 16, 17, 18, if somebody would have sat down and heard your voice, if somebody would have made your voice be known, if somebody would have told you that you have a voice, what would you have said to that person or to that yourself, even at the age 16, 17? What can you say right now? Going back looking to that young boy, that young girl, that man, that woman. that's stuck in that place where you found yourself stuck at. Now you looking back and you like, wow. What's the word or the sentence that you could tell that person that you wish somebody would have told you?
I guess the sentence would be, to be honest, to be sad about it, is that people did come tell me.
Wow. So you didn't listen?
I didn't listen.
Wow.
Because y'all, let's be straight,
Come on,
100 about it. You know, a lot of times we know right.
Yeah.
We know what to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we choose not to do it.
Because we want what
we want what we want.
Yeah.
While we want it what we want. So
Listen.
our
That's
basic
your permissive will over God's perfect will.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he gonna honor your permissive will, but you're gonna
Absolutely.
go through the hell
So
in going through that.
telling the person is that, again, you don't have to.
Come on.
You choose to.
Come on. It's a choice.
It's a choice. And everything that we do, it lines up in a choice.
It's a choice.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, believe it or not, I had a choice, and I thought about it many times over. But what spoke louder is,
Was it a sex? Come on, we keeping it all the way
First of all,
1,000.
I guess being, just first of all, being a girl that comes from just good people. We laugh and we hug and I ain't really know a lot about the streets. I ain't know about a side of, smoking and hanging and doing that thing. And so it was intriguing to be in something you never been in. Wow. Right? So, so it was again lustfully just him. Like, it was just, so I can't explain it. To
He was
be
the eye
honest.
candy.
That everything. And then also the way he made me feel when it was just us. So, because people, just don't get it twisted. People, they can make you feel a way that you think it's just all about you.
When it's with y'all too.
And it was what us too.
What about in front of everybody else?
In front of everybody else, it was almost, again, I'm just here to do what he, go ahead, allowed, me to do. So, want to just kind of fast forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we talking about identity, and we talking about what causes you to stick there, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube.
And just finding out, those things. It just, I don't know, right? I know what I'm trying to say in regards to, you ask the question, what do you tell that person? Again, it comes with a choice, right? It comes with a choice. What was it that kept you there? And so once you figure that out, then you take, you go ahead and just say, hey, I need to move forward. Okay. And so I was about to move forward, and then a tragedy happened. Okay. Because sometimes you do,
You was moving. Listen, little intermission. Those of you who are on the YouTube page, go down to the bottom of the page and you can comment there. Go down to the bottom of the page and you can comment in the chat there. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, any questions that we need to be answered, if you're on the YouTube page, go down to the bottom and we will get your comments and your questions. Comment or chat. It'll say comment or chat, and you can begin to chat with us and we can answer your questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you was on your way out.
Yes. Because you get to the point that you're tired,
Yeah.
right? So it was getting ready to get to a point that I was tired, and that I was about to move. I was about to say, and then of course, tragedy hit, and then so then tragedy hit. For the people that's going to read the book and haven't read the book, I still he ends up getting murdered. So that's the tragedy that I keep talking about. He ends up getting murdered, and then after he gets murdered, it's like my world crashes.
Yeah.
Like, my world crashes. I don't even know how to live life.
Wow.
So I go through this cycle of grief that's so deep. I really lost myself. I lost my job. I lost just everything. And so I end up leaving Rocky Mount, going to Georgia, because I knew if I stayed in Rocky Mount, I was going to die.
Wow.
Literally, y'all, I was going to die, because I was going to the grave every day. Going to the grave, just in a place of so many questions, even though I knew that I was about to leave it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because, but when you love something so deeply, no matter what, you still there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The loyalty to, sometimes y'all, pain hurt, but pain also can sometimes you be amazed where pain will keep you.
In a place far too long. You mentioned something about grief, and while we there, just briefly, God gave me this thing a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month or so ago, and I want to talk to people about this grief piece. God told me that He didn't intend for you to die in grief. Grief was not to overtake you. Grief was never intended to overtake you. Grief was never intended to kill you. Why? Because we're going to live and we're going to die, right? And He said, what are we going to do in between time? So you found yourself in that place. Right. And you said that if you did not leave Rocky Mount, you felt like you would have died. And I don't know if it would have been a physical death, or the natural death, but spiritually, you were already dead. I was
already dead.
Spiritually, you were already dead. And I want to say to people that are in a grieving stage,
yes,
listen, we can stay in grief too long. And I get it. Some people like, well, that wasn't your child, or that wasn't your man, or that wasn't your husband or your wife or your grandmother or whatever. I get it. I too was in a place in 2019, right?
Right.
So my kid's father died, right?
Right.
And it took me back to age 15 because that was my high school crush. And I was gonna ride or die. I was in the back of trunk with that, but that's for a whole nother story. Like my grandfather had to pull us over. I remember being in Tarboro crossing across the bridge because I was so crazy in love. I ran away from home. And my homeboys, they had me in the back of the trunk because they went looking for me. They had the sheriff and everything. I was like, I'm jumping in the back of the trunk. They ain't gonna find me. You know what I'm saying? But as I look back now, all of that came back to me in 2019. And so I went through a season for about 6 months where I was fighting through depression in 2019. And I had to go back and relive that age 15 or 16. But if I would have stayed in grief, if we would have stayed in grief, we wouldn't be able to sit here today and tell our story. No. So to that woman, that boy, that man, that girl that's out there and you're battling with grief, I come by to tell you on today, God told me to remind you on today, He didn't never intend for grief to kill you. You're going to die anyway. Somebody else might not tell you this, but I got to be real. This is the show of being real. You will die in grief if you don't pull yourself. You are not initially going to be able to pull yourself out of that. Let me say this, but I got a saying. Jesus plus therapy plus prayer equals healing. You need all of that.
All of it.
You need Jesus, and you need to go sit on somebody's couch. And you need prayer in order to get the healing. So I'm glad that we got able to sit with you today, sis, because you found Jesus. And in finding Jesus, however it took, you went and got therapy. However it took, you began to pray. And now you're walking in your healing stage.
Absolutely. So we come, and so just a quick thing on that grief part piece as well is that it's a proper way to grieve.
Come on,
right? Grieve have its stages. We all the different stages of denial and just acknowledging that you are grieving. And of course, don't ever let nobody tell you how to grieve.
That's it.
Don't let them tell you how to grieve, how long to grieve. But we do understand you don't want to stay in that place too long. Yeah. When I say I think grieving is gonna always be right. Yeah. It's just how you have moments that are better than others, but depending on the relationship you had with that person of grief, or it ain't gotta grief and always gotta be about losing a person physically. Losing a job. Losing. You thought that you was gonna have this business, and you birthed it, it died. And then we talk about it. It's just so many different ways that grief happens.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You thought that you was gonna be further than you are, and so you grieving that loss of not being that person you thought you was gonna be.
Absolutely.
And so that's definite, that grief piece, and just you making sure that you get the proper help through grief.
Okay.
And so now we go, like you said, through the healing, therapy, also surrounding yourself around a community of people like-minded, and we need that. Having mentors. I have great mentors, out there that I'm grateful for them helping me through the journey as well. And so we come to now 2025.
Come on. Talk
and
about
it's my year of rebirth.
Come on, rebirth,
You know,
baby.
realigning, refocusing, you know, evolving.
Evolving.
Evolve, my girl,
We put
evolving.
the ing on that thing, baby.
Absolutely.
5 years later,
And
here we
I'm
are.
still evolving, and so I see this season of really execution.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's been seasons that I would start, start, you know. I mean, me and my
Consistency.
girl Nataki was talking earlier, you know, but, you know, this year, you know, not just starting, we ain't stopping, we still taking steps, you still moving, you know, towards that. And so want to encourage someone out there. I don't know what stage you in of your life, but all I need you to do is start. I need you to start. I need you to show up for yourself. I need you to get in a place that you get around people that pushes you.
Yeah.
To get you to, you know, but it's, again, while we talking, we can talk this because the reason, y'all, we done paid a price.
Come on now.
Everything you do it's gonna cost you
It's
something.
gonna cost you, baby.
Yes.
So the cost of me being at 2025 was the loss of my mom in 2022. So I went through that journey of grief and, you know, pivoting of, you know, leaving a job of 20 plus years. And so now you not really knowing where you're going to go, how you're going to go, what you're going to do. You don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then you go from that to, you know, you just know that you've been called for such a time.
Come on.
You know, you have a voice, you know, you here to encourage, you here to be a bridger, a connector. And so I go through that season of, you know, going through helping. And then, you know, I end up landing a job at the shelter, which was an assignment.
Come on.
And then you understand you get assignments, y'all.
Come on.
And you do an assignment, but sometimes every assignment are not assignments to stay too long.
Come on.
You have assignments that you only supposed to be there for a period of time. And so I come to say, you know, I was in that season. I love that season of my life. I learned a lot. I was overwhelmed. I learned that, you know, self-care is important.
Come on. Let's talk about it.
Learning how to care but to cast, as
Come
my
on.
pastor Stephanie Bada always say, you know, so not wearing that weight on yourself, and also just, you know, teaching me, you know, in a place of you always, we say we want to help somebody, and you recognize that everybody that looks like they need help don't want help.
Come on.
They don't want to be accountable. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning now in the new season that I am, it's not about me saying I'm going to help you. I'm just going to assist and support you wherever you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet you right where you are.
Meet you right
because
where
at
you
the end
are.
of the day, you gotta meet me halfway.
Absolutely.
One thing God gave me is balance and pace yourself. Like I ain't gonna be too on you. Like I seen the time. Hey, but now, nah, baby, you gotta want this. Come on, me. I'm coming out. So if I come out, I need you to show up.
Absolutely.
And it's not gonna be too much where I could see something in you, right?
Right.
I could see something. My former pastor, Pastor Teresa Avon, she used to say this thing. She said, if I could just show you, if you could just see what that I see what's on the inside of you. If you could just see that thing, what I see, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes God have to set us to the side
Come on now.
to show us that so we can see that. So now looking back, and I wanna say this because now we go here. Here we are at 2025, right?
Right.
And I'm going back to the first chapter, the title,
All truths.
Dream House.
Come on now.
So here we are, 2025, baby. And I think you were saying April, May.
Yeah, May 4th of 2025.
May 4th, 2025.
It'll be 20
20 years in the dream house. 20 years in a house that you were living in the shelter or
Yep, I went into the, you know, being homeless for a season of a year and a half.
okay, off of $8.
Was able to, was only working, at that time, $8. And also had the opportunity to take advantage of my season at the shelter to pay all my bills off, to get into a program that caused me to be a first-time buyer. So again, that still was challenging.
Come on.
Because you have to be disciplined.
Come on.
You have to have a made-up mind. And as I say in the book, I had to start because you got weary.
Yeah.
And you felt like, people start doubting because it took me two years for the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't, no, even to the point my mother was like, it ain't going to happen. And I'm like, I had to, put the the picture of of the house on my wheel at my car. I had to do it at my desk. I had to have it at the shelter. I had it pictured up. So every time it got hard to say it's not gonna happen, because so many things kept coming up, and then finally, the loan go through.
Yeah.
And so yes, so May 4th of 2025, your girl been in her home now, so you go from homelessness to homeowner.
All right,
and I've been a homeowner now for 20 years.
20 years, baby.
20 years, baby. Listen, it's a blessing. I give all glory to God. He did it, but it won't easy. And so I'm here to remind you, don't ever feel, because it's a layer of this thing.
What I tell you,
it's
levels.
a journey. So I had the journey to get in the house, but let me tell you, it was a journey to keep the house. Come
My
on,
God.
Hey, that's the part we won't talk about.
Yeah.
the journey to keep, because when you get some things, you still gotta work.
Come on.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Life still be lifing, as they call it today, right?
Right.
Come on.
We just knew that stuff got hard.
A man that don't work don't eat, baby.
Come on now. And
So let's talk about that journey. You got the house.
Yeah.
You finally here. You finally got the dream house. Right?
Yep.
And so now looking back, living in the dream house without the man that you wanted to be in the dream house with you. Living in the dream house, 20 years later, you have 3 beautiful kids. You have 4 beautiful grandkids. And now you living in the dream house 20 years later, starting over 20 years later with a new job,
Yes.
starting over 20
A lot of
years
new
later with new things. Your mom not here.
Come on now.
That was your rock.
right. Yes.
She not here. But 20 years later, God still got you here.
Still got me.
Come on, expound on that piece of it, of when you almost let go.
When I listen, almost let go a couple of many times,
Come on.
because again, but I'm grateful for the relationship with Christ, because even in the times of wanting to give up, and you have the cycles of trying to give up and then coming back, it was only Christ that kept me to saying, hey, it's more to this. This ain't even about you.
Come on.
This ain't even about you. The struggle of being a single mom,
Come on.
raising sons, and raising a daughter at the time as well, but so we go through that, and then I had to go bankruptcy, then almost foreclosure the house.
Come on.
Went through getting married, to married a man twice, actually.
Oh, wow.
Divorce,
Ain't nothing
married,
about it.
divorce, married again, divorce again.
Come
It's so much in the journey, y'all. I'm just saying, but because of the power of God within you,
The Holy Spirit.
that you get to understand when you found your identity,
Come on.
that told you that you were stronger than you were.
Come on.
So we talk about the resilience.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm able to stand today
Yes.
because I went through the fire.
My
But
God.
ain't it good to know that we went through the fire and we went through all of that? I don't smell like no
We
smoke.
can't come out smelling like smoke, baby.
You don't feel, you don't
Listen,
you don't smell
Febreze
like
me
smoke.
down,
No. Don't feel that. And so just that, and like you just said, everything is new. This 20 years, this 2025, all things new. Again, a new job that I'm excited about.
Come on now.
But this time, I won't lose what God already took. So what happened was, let's go back a little bit. So when I had that job in 2023 and God opened that door and that journey for something I had never done before, but showed me that I was able to do it.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot, like I said. But also in that, it was only supposed to be, I guess you say, for a period.
A window.
But I was still supposed to allow that to fuel what God had already told me I should have been doing.
Come on.
So what happens, y'all, when you go into something and you allow it to consume you? And you weren't supposed to allow it to consume you. You were supposed to allow yourself to keep being on the journey that he told you.
Come on.
But because of, being overwhelmed, consuming of something else, you let things go. And so what happens is God has a sense of humor.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm saying? So things happen that causes you to move when you got complacent. So the weight of staying too long caused you to open up some doors that weren't supposed to be open.
Come on.
And so when you open that doors, causes you to now have to deal with some deal with some things, some issues, right? That causes you to now have to leave where you said you were supposed to be left anyway.
Come on.
So now we come to the journey of all things become new. But I'm grateful that God will give you another opportunity.
Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
So
God
for that one that
chance.
felt
Second
like
chance.
you failed, you felt like, why I keep going through this cycle after cycle. Why do I allow things to come in my life that we already know we knew better and we shouldn't have done it, but we did it anyway? I'm telling you, don't stay in that place of shame.
Come on.
Don't stay in that place of, woe is me.
Come on.
Repent quickly.
And get up, baby.
Get up, wipe yourself off,
Dust yourself off.
and just, keep moving. Because it's a lesson in all of it.
Come on.
But the thing with Christ, the difference between you doing it in your own strength and you doing it with Christ is that he's the one that's able to forgive you.
Come on.
And he's able to be the one that can also sustain you
Come on.
to able to keep going forward.
Come on.
So I'm telling you, we here just to let you know it can be done. And that no matter how it looked, no matter how dark it seemed to be, light is at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
So you just got to get up
Get up.
Get
and
up.
move.
Move, baby.
Start somewhere. make the necessary adjustments.
Come on.
Yeah.
So I had a journey again. October, was a season that I had to do. Now I come to the new. And what I learned was just don't stay stuck.
Come on.
Get stuck. You can make mistakes. We hearing, but also we recognize that we just don't stay there.
Come on.
So that I want somebody to really, because what happens is we beat ourselves up so bad.
We are our own worst enemy.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
beat ourselves up, and so I don't know if anybody in the chat. I hope y'all are. Or
They are.
some questions.
Got some questions?
And things of that nature, but.
If you have questions, you can drop them in the chat.
Yes, and so, and I hope that I'm not all over the place. I hope that I can really, see where I came from and where I am now, and where I'm grateful for the book. It's a part in the book that I read the other night about you healing,
Yes.
you evolve and you rise,
Yes.
and then it's a chapter that's called Perfect Peace, because I'm not talking about a perfect peace that something look like somebody else, right? It's your own.
perfect
It's
peace.
your perfect peace. It's what makes you peaceful. Oh, my childhood trauma.
All right. What about your childhood trauma?
Okay, so we
That
talking
question.
about that question came up with the childhood. So my mother, of course, was a single mom as well.
Yes.
My father was around but wasn't around. Meaning, they was together but they never was married. And so he was abusive to my mom.
Come on.
He was abusive. Being that he wasn't, so I had this thing that I guess I desired, and I guess that's how I got caught up with men.
Because it started, again, we said we go back. It's then where did it start from?
It started from the relationship with my father.
Yeah.
Wanting a more relationship with him. When I say he would come around and things of that nature, but just needing more of him. And when he was present, I guess I had this thing about him based off somebody else's. Like everybody talked how mean he was and how just But then I found out later in life that he was a genius. Like really, he had really more good, and I want to speak to that too. In regards to sometimes we have relationships with people through other people's
Opinion or
Yeah.
perception.
perspective,
Yeah.
things of that nature, right? So I missed some things with my father because I was mad about why he wasn't there or why he didn't, why he was so, mean and angry at things, right? But then he was very smart. He was very, just knowledgeable about some things that I probably would be a better person if I would have just listened to him. You know what I'm saying? So, but I did end up being with other men that I guess now look back reminded me of my dad. So, because you wanting to be with somebody so bad. So I realized also the reason why I stayed too long is because, again, I lost my brother,
Yeah.
Early. He
Yeah.
was 13, I was 6.
Yeah.
And then, not really having my father. So you feel like, I felt like I never want nobody to leave me.
Yeah.
Everybody had left early. So I made this thing about, I'm going to be loyal to you. And regardless of how you treat me, or regardless of what you do to me, regardless of what you say to me, I still want to be, because it was just a thing I want people to love Tonya. Wow. So I was, so that, and now I see that's what it was rooted from. When you have lost things so early. And so now I don't want to lose nobody. And so I have long lasting relationships that, again, I still in. I don't, but I say that because, and I also feel like I'm also loyal to people
Who not
and
loyal to you?
that's not loyal to me at times, right? Because I always felt good to show, push you into what I think and encourage you to be who you are, so you wouldn't see what flaws Tonya had.
Ooh, my.
You know what I'm saying? I was always that one that I can that identity thing again that happened, that I was, that's trauma.
That was a cover up for you.
Yes.
That was a cover up for you. And you said instill people that are attached.
Yes.
You got long life relationships
I do.
because of who you were. I'm gonna be quiet on that note.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But like you said, childhood trauma does matter, y'all. People that have mother wounds, father wounds, that we never talk about, and we just, I think, in the day that now, because people, we telling people therapy is necessary. Not just praying a thing away.
Come on.
Not just wanting hands laid on you. The oil slanging, but you still dealing with the issue. Because it's something that you got to go within. You have to do that inner work. You have to acknowledge it.
It's the Holy Spirit that once you, because he told us he'll leave us with a comforter, right? So it's the Holy Spirit that activates, but we're never taught that. If we're always preach that or teach that, and we're never sat down and actually taught the word and actually taught these things, it says unless you study for yourself to show yourself approved, you're going to understand it. You're going to know that, right? So now that we know it's the Holy Spirit that activates on the inside of us. So initially we were never alone. See, in the old, they had a certain way to do it, but now that we're in the new, he said, I'm going to leave you with a comforter. So initially, you were never alone. Why? Because when Jesus Christ died for my sin and your sin, he left us a comforter when he transcended back to heaven. So it's about tapping into what's on the inside of us. We're looking for that thing from man. We're looking for that thing from woman. But when we're taught that it's something that's on the inside of us that can speak volume to my life, it's something on the inside. I'm looking all these years. I was looking for this thing in all the wrong places. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. But when I begin to know what was on the inner side of me, to understand that I got to love Shenita first before I can even love a man. I got to learn to love Shenita first before I can learn to love my kids or my grandkids. But it's that thing that when you tap into that piece, now that I know better, I do better.
That's right.
So now it's about us being able to share with that boy, that man, that woman, that girl, to say, you know what? Have you thought about loving you? When was the last time that you thought about loving you? When was the last time that you took everybody else out of the equation and thought about loving you? And I remember on your last chapter that you read the other night, you were talking about that healing piece. You were talking about arriving there.
Yes.
And when I look back, and sister cousin and I, we was at my twin and I, we was at the table, and it was almost like when the book Evolve Black Girl. Now 5 years later, you have it's evolving into a new place, because now you can look back 5 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
And everything that you went through, God still sustained you.
He did.
So you evolved. You was in an evolve, but now God said, I'm evolving you.
Yes.
Now this next phase, this next series,
The rebirth.
Of evolving, I am authentic.
Yes.
Y'all, she got a button on that says,
Absolutely.
I am authentic. I like for you to keep Keep that on you, because
Yes,
people need to
exactly.
know who you are.
Absolutely.
Because you have hid from your authentic self for years.
Yes.
But God said, now, hey, here I am, y'all. What's your name? I am authentic. Who are you? I am
I'm
authentic.
authentic.
Yes.
What you got
absolutely.
going on? I am authentic. And so it's almost like you don't have to say a word out your mouth, right?
Yeah.
That button represents who you are. So I said this earlier to a young lady. I was like, you don't have to, sometimes you don't even have to say nothing.
You don't.
Because when you walk in the room, when you step in the room, people going to know who you are. When you step in a place, people going to know who you are. When you begin to follow Christ, when you begin to really, and I ain't talking about no holy and down, all that stuff. Come on, we cut the chase. We ain't talking about all that, y'all. We talking about a balanced life. We going to fall, we going to get back up. Things are, we don't dot out our I's and cross out our T's. Nobody does. And if there's a perfect person that feel like they walk this earth, listen, go find them, because I want to meet them, because they not Jesus Christ, because he transcended to heaven. He on the what, the right side
Right
of God.
side.
So listen, there's not one perfect person that walked this earth. But when we get to a place to understand who we are and whose we are, now Tonya Parker has got to a place to understand I evolve. But in evolving, I know whose I am. So guess what? You can't come to me any kind of way. You can't say anything to me. You can't talk to me any kind of way. Why? Because now I'm not listening for that anymore. I love you. I love you. But now I have more wisdom.
That's right.
Now I have more understanding. Why? Because I'm evolving in a place.
Yes.
And after that evolving, it's going to become evolved. Evolving, and evolve. There's levels to this thing.
Levels to this thing, y'all. And
I see it.
And as we talking and as we coming to an end, right? And we
Yeah.
coming to the state of, you're gonna always be. First of all, this work gonna continue to be.
That's it.
So even though I know whose I am, I know who I am, I know I am authentic, I know I'm Tonya, I know this, I still got work to do.
That's it.
You're gonna always be forever learning.
Come on.
Forever working. If you not, you dead.
Come on.
You dead.
Come on.
Never come to the time that you have arrived.
Come on.
Until it's at the end.
Here we go.
And so I say that to say is that you gotta do this thing daily. It gotta daily to deny yourself.
Every second.
And then pick up your cross, he said, and follow him, right? And so you have to daily die to yourself for you can continue to evolve into that great version of who God created you to be.
My God.
And so the whole purpose of Evolve Black Girl coming out today to tell you is, first of all, redemption is available.
My God.
No matter how dark, no matter how deep, no matter how you felt that you so far away from this thing,
Talk to the
you
people.
can come back.
Come on. Come on.
You can come back.
Come on.
I don't care no matter what they said about you. I don't care how far addicted you are.
Come on.
I don't know. No, you done slept with everybody that there is to sleep with.
Come
I
on.
don't care. There is redemption in Jesus Christ.
There is redemption.
And I'm saying yes, we need the church because you are the church. When you find that self, and I say that is we out here because we out the gate. We said some people ain't going to church, y'all.
Nope.
They ain't gonna come into the building.
Nope.
And so we as the church that has to continue to meet people where they are.
Come on.
And so we come today to tell you we meeting you where you are. I don't know where you are as you listening to this live, as you listen to it as a replay. I don't know. I know you looking at me and you saying, oh, she got it going on now. No, but what you see is it came with a work. It came with a process. Trust the process, all of that. And continue to encourage yourself.
That's it.
Continue to encourage yourself. Like we talked about with the trauma. That trauma piece is a piece all by itself, y'all. We could stay here all night to talk about trauma. But that we do have to figure out what's the root of why you do what you do.
Come on.
Come on. So hope, you start there. If you are a person that has experienced trauma, you are experiencing trauma, we are telling you that you're not alone.
Come on.
You definitely need a community of people.
Come on.
You need a person, you got to go within yourself. Go within yourself. And 2025 is about to be lit. So y'all just continue to support one another. Let's continue to do our work, y'all, because when it's all said and done,
That's it.
when we close these eyes
That's it. Well done.
forever to never to return again, he ain't going to ask you about nothing that Shenita did. Katrice did, what Nataki did, what Keisha did. Then he gonna ask you what you do.
Come on.
What did you do with the time that was given unto you?
In the in between.
Come on. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful, I'm thankful for being in the den.
Come on, baby.
It's been lightning, you know, it's been enlightening, right? Because y'all, it was a time that I never would have thought I'd be here.
Come on.
It was a time that I wanted to end it all.
Come on.
As a person that's feeling right now that you just, what's the purpose? I want to end it. I'm telling you. Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep coming out. Keep showing up. No matter how many, like she talked this morning about the fear of failure, rejection, and being alone.
Come on.
We got to get through past all of that.
Because God carried you. He's carrying you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen, y'all. Y'all heard it first here at LMG Studios, baby. We in the den, baby, with your girl Shenita and your girl
Katrice.
Listen, my twin, y'all. My Danny to my Arnold Schwarzenegger, y'all. Listen, you heard it here. Fresh off the press with your girl Tonya Parker, talking about her book Evolve Black Girl. We pushing her into Evolving Black Girl Part 2, Series 2, whatever God is doing. Volume 2, Evolving Black Girl. Absolutely. We're pushing her into that phase. Listen, every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, you too got a story. Listen, you want to come sit in the den, you want to come chop it up with us. Listen, hit myself up or my girl, Katrice Johnson. Hit us up. Let's talk about it. Let's share your story. Let's share your testimony. Listen, let's go out. Listen, it said each one, reach one, teach one. Come on, somebody, where we can uplift somebody. We leave the 99 and we go after the one. Before we close out, my sis, Katrice, is there anything that you would like to say to the people? She's the quiet storm, y'all.
Yes.
She's the quiet to my loudness. She's the quiet to my loudness. But is there anything you have to say?
Get the book. Tonya,
yes.
Where can we purchase the book?
So you can purchase it through me as well. You know, you can inbox me, you can call me, and we can get it to you, mail it to you wherever you are. You can also go on Amazon. It is on Amazon. My website is down there. It used to be you could go through my website, but that is coming back up. So eventually you can do that. But I have books available. I have T-shirts available. I have a whole program that I definitely pray that by the end of the by the middle part of this year, I really have it up, because it is a workbook to go with the book that really dig a little bit deeper into every chapter of the book.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, so definitely hit me up. If you need me to if you want me to come, to where you are, if you have an event, because we could speak to a lot of, Evolve Black Girl has a lot of things that we could talk about, the breaking point, losing ground, identity, all of that. And so definitely connect with me. Smiley Praise on Facebook, Smiley_Praise, I think 2020 is my IG, and that you can, and of course Tonya Parker on Facebook as well. So y'all continue to support me, continue to let's continue to encourage people. Like, listen, we are our voices, right? And
come on.
I know it used to be something on my Wisdom Wednesday. I used to always say, everyone has a voice, and your voice is needed.
That's it.
And so, thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. Y'all continue to be Real Talk with Shenita and her story, his story with Katrice. It's been amazing.
Any more words before I close this out, sis?
All hearts and minds are ready, right?
All hearts and minds are clear, baby.
I just want to thank you for coming on. Like I said, at the book reading, you said some things, even at the end, that inspired me and to continue to push. Yes. And so we push and motivate and encourage one another. And for the women who are evolving,
yes,
Black girls, her program will be out this year.
Yes, it will.
So it will be out. She is available for speaking, for mentoring, for events and vendors. So reach out to Tonya. I'm just excited about what God is doing, what He'll continue to do, because she is evolving.
yes.
Yes.
And so we are excited to see not just evolve, but you evolving into this rebirthing and rebirth season. I'm excited for you, Tonya.
Before we leave, also I just want to thank everybody, the people that has been following me for a long time, always supporting. I love y'all. I continue to do that. I'm just grateful, humbled. I'm humbled.
Amen, somebody. Y'all heard it here first. Season 1, episode 2 with your girl, Real Talk with Shenita and your girl,
Katrice.
Listen, we in the building again today with our girl, Tonya Parker. We are at Louds Media Group Entertainment Studio. Listen, shouts out to the man with the master plan. Fontaine in the building, baby. Listen, we will be back. We got some amazing speakers that are coming on. We got some amazing people that are going to come on and share their testimony, share their story. Listen, just sit back in the den and kick it, and let's talk about it. Listen, if you have a burning story, a burning testimony, you want to talk about your business, you want to talk about where you are in life, whatever it is, listen, I come by to let you know you got a voice. You don't have to wait to stand in front of the crowd. You don't have to wait to get in your podcast by yourself. Listen, you got a bunch of sisters over here that's ready to push you into your next level, that's ready to push you into your next. So if you find yourself in that place, hit myself up or Sister Katrice up in our inbox. If you got the number 252-801-4099, hit us up so we can get you in the den, so we can get you in Louds Media Studio, because somebody needs to hear your testimony. Somebody needs to hear your story. Again, we thank you, my sis Tonya Parker, for coming on today. We thank you for showing up. We thank you for telling your testimony.
We thank you for the hard questions, because Shenita was pushing, and I get it. But we definitely thank you for that. Thank you for the transparency, because people need to see the authentic you, and people need to see transparency. So I thank you for pushing yourself in those uncomfortable moments.
Absolutely.
I'm a pusher, y'all. So again, we give all glory to God. Listen, we thank him for even giving us this opportunity to be able to be in the building. Again, we just thank God for all that he's doing in our life. Listen, until we see you next time, baby, listen, tune in on Louds Media Group YouTube page. Tune in, go in, ask questions, go watch the replay, like, share, tag, comment. Listen, y'all, let's get these numbers up for Louds Media Group. Let's get them up, y'all. Listen, y'all, subscribe to the channel, Louds Media Group YouTube page. Listen, until next time, it's your girl, Real Talk with Shenita, and your girl,
Katrice.
and we out in 5,000 deuces, baby. Holla at your girl. Hey. Cut.
And we got the people's on Facebook.
All right, Facebook, 'cause we do